Good morning, grade 7s. Thank you guys for taking out your knowledge check number 2 this morning. Ready to mark, ready to review, talking about median, range, and effects of outliers on data. So, looking at question 1 together. Find the median and range of each set of data. So we are looking at the set of data here that they've given to us. The first thing to do in calculating your median is to arrange them in order of least to greatest or greatest to least. Either way is okay. So here I went least to greatest, 45 all the way up to 90. My median, my middle number there is 75. So there's one mark there for your median of 75. Your second mark comes from your range. And your range in this question is your largest number, so 90, subtract 45. 90 subtract 45 should give us our range of 45, because 90 minus 45 is 45. So 2 marks there, 1 for your median, 1 for your range. B, this next set of data, organize it again from least to greatest, giving us our middle number. And this time there's 2, because there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 numbers on each side. There's 2 numbers in the middle. So your middle between 21 and 24, the number that fits between those is 22.5. There's your median. And our range is once again our largest number. So 45, subtract 12, which gives us 33. 1 mark for your median, 1 mark for your range. In C, looking at our set of data, organize it from least to greatest. 2 numbers in the middle once again, and that is 63 and 148. The number in the middle of 63 and 148 is 105.5. That is your median. Your range is our largest number, 532, subtract 28. So 532, subtract 28, gives us 504. So a range of 504. 1 mark for your median, 1 mark for your range. Last one here, part D. Looking at our median, which is our middle number. Remember, median always middle. Organized our data from least to greatest. 2 numbers in the middle this time once again, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, so we know these 2 are in the middle. What number is in the middle of 40 and 44? Well, 42 would be in the middle of 40 and 44, so our median of the set of data is 42, and our range is our largest number, take away our smallest, so 112, take away 22, gives us 90, a range of 90. So your number 1 should be out of 8 in total, 2, 4, 6, 8. Give yourself a mark in number 1 out of 8. Perfect. Number 2, 8 teams entered an ice hockey tournament. The number of goals scored by each team in the tournament were 36, 39, 11, 9, 16, 5, 21, and 40. So some differences there. In part A, it asks us to find the range of the goals scored. So once again, to find your range, you're going to take your largest number, which is our 40, I believe. So yeah, our largest number there is 40. Take away your smallest number, which is 5. The range in goals scored is 35. So the difference, meaning range, from 40 to 5 is 35. There's 35 in between. So 1 mark there for part A, a range of 35. Part B, you are asked to find your median, so that is why I took these numbers, organized them from least to greatest down here, starting with 5 all the way up to 40, and finding our median, our middle number. Our middle number in this set of data is going to be, I believe, the 16 and the 21. So let's highlight those here, because then we have 3 on the left, we have 3 on the right. So now I'm trying to find a number between 16 and 21. It's going to be a decimal. It is 18.5. So another mark there for your median of 18.5. So 2 marks in number 2. Number 3. This one's just asking us a couple questions, making sure we kind of know these terms. So is each conclusion correct? Make sure we explain ourselves. The mode size of women's shoes sold in a particular week was 7.5. So the size 7.5 was sold most that week. Does that make sense? Well, the word we want to look at here is mode. And then it says that is the size of women's shoes was 7.5, so 7.5 was the most sold that week. Does mode equal most? Yes, it does. So this conclusion would be correct. So yes, because mode is the most occurring. So 1 mark there if you said that yes, this statement was correct. In B, the mean number of students who buy their lunch in the cafeteria each day is 235. So exactly 235 students buy their lunch in the cafeteria each day. This one would be no. And why it's no is because that 235 represents more of an average. There could be sometimes more than 235 buying their lunch. There sometimes could be less than 235 buying their lunch. That 235 is just a representation of average. So there could be more or less each day, not exactly 235 each day. So 2 marks there in number 3, 1 for 3A, 1 for 3B. Number 3 is out of 2. And last one here together, number 4. The following data represents math test scores. So just like you guys may get in math, when I get your guys' tests and I mark them throughout the year, this is kind of data that I see. And then I usually will calculate at least a mean score, an average to give me kind of how are you guys doing as a class. So what this starts with right now is a whole bunch of data. So I think there is 17 tests written there. It first asks you to calculate your mean. So to calculate your mean with this, we are going to have to add up all the numbers. So if we first add up all those numbers that are up above, we should get 1,147. And we said there were 17 numbers, so I'm going to divide that by 17. So 1,147 divided by 17 gives us 67.14. So there's 1 mark there already for calculating your mean in part A. It also asks us to find our median. So our median with all these numbers, once again, sort them from the least to greatest. Your middle number there should actually be 70. There should be 2 70s side by side. They are in the middle. So your middle number there is 70. That's after you sorted them from least to greatest. You should see that middle number being 70. And last one, it asks us to find the mode. Well, what number occurs the most up there? We should see 3 70s, so your mode is also going to be 70. So 3 marks there in part A. 1, 2, 3. In B, it asks us to identify the outliers. So this one, it's a little bit of your own choice, somewhat, we could say, because if I was kind of marking these tests as a teacher, I would say that the outlier here is 25. I would say the outlier is 25 because maybe that student was writing the test, maybe they missed a few questions, maybe they didn't get to finish the test and that's why they had the low score of 25. Maybe that student was writing the test and they filled in a answer wrong here or there. Or maybe that student was writing that test and they didn't study at all. Maybe that is not a score that I'd like to add to my results of the class. So right now, the outlier I'm going to say is 25 because it's so much different than in any other test score. Other test scores you could say that are outliers would be 99 and 100, just because those numbers are way different also than any other numbers that are up there. But because this is a math test and 99 and 100 are just very good scores, I'm going to leave them for now, and I'm just going to use 25 as my outlier. So if I use 25 as an outlier, down here it asks us to calculate once again my mean, my median, and my mode. So for my mean, if I got rid of my 25 and I added all the numbers up except for 25, my total would be 1,122. Because I got rid of 25, there's only 16 numbers now, so I would divide that by 16, which is going to give me an answer of 70.13. My median, my middle number. If I organize all this data up here from least to greatest and get rid of that 25, just don't include the 25, my middle number is still going to be 70. And my mode, my most occurring number, if I got rid of that 25, there's still going to be 3 70s, so my mode, my most occurring, is still 70. So there's 3 marks here as well. Remember, if you chose maybe a couple different outliers and you gave me a decent reason of why you chose those as outliers, your data down here is going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. So give yourself a mark though, even if you chose a couple different outliers, as long as you gave yourself a reason as why those are your outliers. So down here, 3 more marks, 1, 2, 3. So far this question would be out of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where you get your 8th mark from, because this question is out of 8, is the last part here. It asks kind of what changed. So based on taking out your outliers, what difference did it make? Well, in this case, our mean, our average increased to 70.13 because we removed the score of 25. And to me, that kind of makes a big difference, because now instead of our class getting an average of 67, our average was now 70. Just because I removed that one very low score that I didn't think was a fair representation of our class, that was 25. So that's how outliers sometimes can kind of affect your overall averages, your overall mean. Okay, so your total on this is out of 20. Remember, this is a video. You are able to pause it. You are able to go back if you'd like to take a deeper look at any of these questions. And also a reminder that today you are starting to collect your data for your data analysis project. Have some fun with that. Do some exercise, get outside, and we will see you tomorrow for our Zoom meeting at 1 p.m. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a great day.